Welcome back to Munroe's Corner. We back with some more time and Sowell. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get into it. Roll to 50K by Independence Day. If you like this video, before you leave, give me a like for the algorithm and subscribe for the channel growth. All right, let's get into it. This is Thomas Sowell, The Age of Artificial Stupidity and Indoctrination. This excerpt is taken from the book Dismantling America.
A woman with a petition went among the crowds attending a state fair, asking people to sign her petition demanding the banning of dihydrogen monoxide. She said it was in our lakes and streams, and now it was in our sweat and urine and tears. She collected...
Really? It's got to be a joke. She's not out here trying to ban water.
Hydrogen monoxide.
Hold on, man.
People to sign. A woman with a petition went among the crowds attending a state fair, asking people to sign her petition demanding the banning of dihydrogen monoxide. She said it was in our lakes and streams, and now it was in our sweat and urine and tears. She collected hundreds of signatures to ban dihydrogen monoxide, a fancy chemical name for water. A couple of comedians were behind this ploy.
Okay.
But there is nothing...
Okay. But yo, it just shows you how quick people quick to jump on the bandwagon of things before doing their research on it.
Funny about its implications. It is one of the grim and dangerous signs of our times.
Yeah.
This little episode revealed how conditioned we have become, responding like Pavlov's dog when we hear a certain sound, in this case, the sound of some politically correct crusade. People are all born ignorant, but they are not born stupid. Much of the stupidity we see today is induced by our educational system, from the elementary schools to the universities. In a high-tech age that has seen the creation of artificial intelligence by computers, we are also seeing the creation of artificial stupidity by people who call themselves educators.
Mm-hmm.
Educational institutions created to pass on to the next generation the knowledge, experience, and culture of the generations that went before them have instead been turned into indoctrination centers to promote whatever notions, fashions, or ideologies happen to be in vogue among today's intelligentsia.
Yeah.
Many conservatives have protested against the specifics of the things with which students are being indoctrinated. But that is not where the most lasting harm is done. Many, if not most, of the leading conservatives of our times were on the left in their youth. These have included Milton Friedman, Ronald Reagan, and the whole neoconservative movement.
And I got to get into, I'm going to get into some Milton Friedman videos too. Y'all sent me a few of them to check out, and I'm going to get to them.
Included Milton Friedman, Ronald Reagan, and the whole neoconservative movement. The experiences of life can help people outgrow whatever they were indoctrinated with.
Ooh, facts. The experiences of life can help you outgrow what you was indoctrinated with. Those are facts. Because you come into your own, and you once you go through things and you start to realize things, you become more curious. You want to find out why things are the way they are instead of just going with how you were taught. I mean, as we mature, we, you know what I'm saying, develop what I'm trying to say, but as we mature, we want to explore more, you know, want to learn more.
Experiences of life can help people outgrow whatever they were indoctrinated with. What may persist, however, is the lazy habit of hearing one side of an issue and being galvanized into action without hearing the other side.
Yep, because, you know what I'm saying, when you do that, you just fall into somebody else's manipulation. You know what I mean? You got to check out both sides of the things, and because people, you got folk out there that would drive their issue so hard, they will drive their issue so hard you'll believe it. You know what I'm saying? Because of how hard they going for it. Just like how hard old girl was going for that to ban water. You know what I'm saying? It's in our lakes. It's in our. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's in our lakes. It's in our oceans. It's starting to be in our blood and our sweat. We have to stop. You know what I mean? She going hard. And just because she called it water another word, and people are like, oh yeah, we gotta get that out of here. We can't have that happening. And that's what they do. And that's what they do. They like to use these words to throw you off. You know what I'm saying? From the real issue. They like to cover shit up, man.
And more fundamentally, being galvanized into action without hearing the other side. And more fundamentally, not having developed any mental skills that would enable you to systematically test one set of beliefs against another.
Yeah.
It was once the proud declaration of many educators that we are here to teach you how to think, not what to think. But
exactly. You gotta teach people how to think, not what to think. And then the schools pushing these agendas, man. I mean, it's everywhere, pushing agendas.
Far too many of our teachers and professors today are teaching their students what to think about everything from...
And look, I come from a family of teachers. So I know how teaching is supposed to be. And my mama and daddy ain't come up teaching that. Teaching this crap they teaching today.
Global warming to the new trinity of race, class, and gender. Even if all the conclusions with which they indoctrinate their students were 100% correct, that would still not be equipping students with the mental skills to weigh opposing views for themselves in order to be prepared for new and unforeseeable issues that will arise over their lifetimes after they leave the schools and colleges. Many of today's educators not only supply students with conclusions, they promote the idea that students should spring into action because of these prepackaged conclusions. In other words, vent their feelings and go galloping off on crusades, without either a knowledge of what is said by those on the other side or the intellectual discipline to know how to analyze opposing arguments. When we see children in elementary schools out carrying signs and demonstrations, we are seeing the kind of mindless groupthink that causes adults to sign petitions they don't understand.
They're getting them young. It's hard to reprogram somebody. It's hard to reprogram.
Or, worse yet, follow leaders they don't understand, whether to the White
It's sickening, you know what I'm saying? The brainwashing of kids is sickening.
House, the Kremlin, or Jonestown. A philosopher once said that the most important knowledge is knowledge of one's own ignorance. That is the knowledge that too many of our schools and colleges are failing to teach our young people. It takes a certain amount of knowledge just to understand the extent of one's own ignorance. But our educators have given assignments to children not yet a decade old to write letters to members of Congress or to presidents, spouting off on issues ranging from nuclear weapons to medical care. Will Rogers once said that it was not ignorance that was so bad, but all the things we know that ain't so. But our classroom indoctrinators are getting students to think that they know after hearing only one side of an issue. It is artificial stupidity.
And these are the folks, you know what I'm saying, teaching our kids that take one side and run with it. That's crazy. That's insane. Like, I've acknowledged my ignorance. And which makes me want to learn more. Which makes me want to investigate more. You know what I'm saying? I've acknowledged my ignorance. Thing is, you have people out there who have acknowledged their ignorance, but don't want to change it. They still want to be right. They acknowledge the ignorance, but at the same time ignore the ignorance. Cause they just want to be right. You just got people out there that just want to be right. It's okay. It's okay to have been tricked or fooled, played the fool. All right. The lesson is to learn from that and to grow from that. And without acknowledging the ignorance and wanting to look at all sides of things, you're stunting your growth. And that's a huge problem in America. You know what I'm saying? And then we got people teaching. We have teachers that are like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we have teachers who have stopped their growth teaching? They've stopped their growth by not acknowledging and doing something about it and learning about it. You know what I mean? Like, they just take one thing and run with it and then push the agenda. I hate these push the agendas in the schools. All right. Like I always say, man, when your kids get home from school, check on them, make sure you know what they learned, and you might have some deprogramming to do. All right. If you enjoyed this reaction, give me a like for the algorithm, subscribe for the channel grow. Let's talk about it in the comments. Peace out, baby. One love.